Coach, when you look back at this one, how much do you look at the second quarter and kind of what did you see in that period of time that led to that disparity?
You got to give Miami credit. They came out, got after us early in that second quarter mainly. They hit a bunch of shots. We missed a ton that led to leak outs, long shots, long rebounds. Then they got on the break and that sparked their run. Again, they did a hell of a job knocking shots down and then being able to get on the break.
They were 11 of 18 from 3 in the first half. They made 4 in the second half. Did you feel like your team stepped up defensively in the second half, and what did you make of that response, I guess?
Well, I really thought we focused on, we adjusted that at the halftime, saying we got to get to guys' bodies, force them into the tough two, and then closing out better. That we had some guys that on their team that uncharacteristically made some shots, but then you have to give them credit, and we changed the way in which we did things in that second half.
How much did not having Joe Ingles maybe affect the offensive ability to find a rhythm early?
Yeah, offensively, I think we played with a pace early on. Shots didn't fall early. I think that was some of the factor. But like we always say, we can't let shot making, dictate how we're going to defend on a nightly basis.
Kind of building on that, we've seen in some of the recent losses how maybe missing some shots can affect the defense. Certainly some long misses leading out to some of the guys like they did tonight. How do you kind of keep the message going that the defense has to create the offense, not allow the offense to kind of drain the defense?
No, that's exactly right, Philip. I think we just have to continue to focus on the shots that we're getting, but knowing when they're coming within the flow of the offense. And we're getting great looks, and they are leading to leak outs. And we have to know that whether they go in or not, we have to make sure we're getting back, matching up, finding the matchup in transition, and then flying at these guys to get them off the line, but also making sure they're not getting easy layups.
How Wendell made his return tonight. How would you assess how he played in his first game back?
Well, he wanted to run a little longer, which I thought was good, just trying to catch his first win. So, credit to our performance staff for getting him right and keeping him in the right condition throughout this entire time. So he was able to run that back stretch, and it was great to just have him out there to be able to get a feel and a flow for what we were doing both offensively and defensively with different groups.
Coach, we talked about Miami going on that run in that second quarter. You guys need to step up defensively, but offensively, how did you guys feel like you guys performed in that second quarter when Miami switched into that zone? You guys struggled a little bit though, but what was your assessment of that?
Like Philip said, I think it turned into the ability to we turned the shot making. We got a ton of open looks, and in those open looks, they were long shots, which equal long rebounds, and so they were able to get a bunch of runouts in that scenario. So again, just being able to recognize what's happening within that flow of the game, and just go back and look at film and register that, and how we move on. We play in 20 hours.
Coach, along those lines, you guys have another tough test tomorrow. What do you want to see out of your group going against them?
Just to build on the effort and the energy that they played with on the backstretch, to get this thing down to a 9-point game. Again, not allowing shot making or missing to dictate what we do on the defensive end of the floor.
What challenges do the Bucks present? You guys already faced them once this season. They were without Damian Lillard that first game. Just on the second end of the back-to-back, how challenging will this be?
I think they have Giannis, they have Dame, and I think those are the two biggest problems right there. They're deciding how you're going to guard them and make their life difficult. But again, they also have those other pieces in their offense and their flow, which can cause some problems. So we'll look at the film tonight, study them a little bit more, have a game plan ready for these guys to go and get after it tomorrow night.
I know there were a lot of open shots in that second quarter, like you said, but does it reach a point sometimes where you say, hey, be confident with that shot, but find a way to get in the paint when the team as a whole is missing shots at that level?
Well, we had 54 points in the paint. And so I think what we were doing was we were attacking to spray and get those open looks. Now the hard part about it is when those shots go in, you're attacking the paint, and now there's long shots, long rebounds. So you got to find a balance within your transition defense in order to get back. And so again, these guys are getting open looks. We have to continue to step in confidently to knock them down.
Hey, Jamal, you said the guys always find themselves very self-accountable for what goes on. What kind of talk are you hearing from them after this game?
Disappointment, which we should be disappointed. You give what you have in this game, and and you know the way the game was gonna go. And you gotta recognize that, give Miami a ton of credit for what they did and how they played. But our guys know what we can do and what we're capable of doing, and they're holding each other accountable for that.
Thank you, Coach Mosley.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be back with Cole. We will be off there. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Got you, yeah.
They get the first two. Thank you, Andres.
You're welcome.
Hmm?
It's over modulated.
Oh, no. Got time.
Yeah.
Got a couple minutes. Who you care about?
Yeah.
Earthquake. What was that?
It was me.
Mm-hmm. Back in the saddle.
Hmm?
Back in the saddle.
Yeah.
Oof. Good thing you listened.
We was just talking about stuff like right.
Cole, when you look back at this one, how much do you look at that second quarter and what did you see as the reason for the disparity in that period?
On our offensive side, the ball got stagnant. We started holding the ball as a unit. We stopped moving and we stopped getting because the offense kind of went stagnant. And on the defensive end, we just wouldn't get back on defense and they get a three. We were in constant scramble mode. They just kept making us pay for every bad closeout we had or whatever mistake we made on defensive end. They took advantage of that and we're able to jump out to that lead.
Is there a benefit to having a game tomorrow, kind of just having to move on and get back on the court?
There's never a benefit to having a back-to-back. Let me just say that. The joints is very taxing, but it's a good chance for us to redeem ourselves. It makes us have to shake this nasty game off and go prepare for another game in less than 24 hours.
Coach was talking about, not letting missed shots impact defense, talking about long missed threes leading to, leak outs on long rebounds. I guess it sounds simpler than it is, but how challenging is it to not let missed shots impact the way you guys run back on defense and whatnot?
Yeah, I think that we have some leaders on this team, myself included, who are just super, super passionate about the game. And, we all put a lot of work in. And so we, miss these shots that we consider like a practice shot, like a feet set threes, whatever it is. We all are very emotional and we gotta do a better job just controlling our emotions. And, it may only be like 2-3 seconds, but in that 2-3 seconds, other team got a rebound, they're pushing up the court and they're making us pay. So we have to do a better job as a unit, just controlling our emotions and just brushing that stuff off.
Is that just part of the growth process for this team?
Yeah, we're still super young, but I don't like using that excuse. But we gotta grow up a little bit just as a unit. We had it rolling for a while. We're going through a rough patch right now, and we gotta just. And Joe Ingles said this to our whole team. He said we gotta be consistent. Like we can't get too high, can't get too low. We gotta be better and just stronger emotionally.
Kind of on that emotional plane, how good was it to have Wendell back out there for however long you were out there with him?
Oh man, it was so dope to have Dell back. I think everyone we see how hard he always works and just how much he want to get back out there on the court with us. And I'm happy for him. I know he's happy to be back out there. I'm a little upset that we lost his first night back, but he's definitely gonna help us come aboard for sure.
Also, this is the first Kia Center game that was a loss, but I did want to go back to the growth question. You guys have had a lot of situations where you had to learn and build on things. You had to learn how to win games, and you had to learn how to come back and close out games. This is another situation where it was tough. You guys fought and you didn't make it, but You guys still have that tenacity to come back and keep fighting, so congrats on that. But, where do we go from here, the next game? Because the two with Boston, the one tonight, where will we go with Milwaukee?
We can't lull around, feel bad for ourselves. Like, we about to go up against another team tomorrow that has a chance that is a championship caliber team with some really good players. So we gotta be ready to compete against them tomorrow. We can't just. I think our main thing is we've done it. I think 5 or 6 games this season where we have a mental lapse, where maybe it's a 5 to 8 minute stretch or whatever it is, where we let the other team go on like a 15-3 or something like that, and then they get up, and then the rest of the game, oh yeah, we're kind of playing well, but we're in this hole where we're down 18, 19 points, and teams in this league, players in this league, they're too good. Like we can't handicap ourselves like that, and then expect to just be able to dig out. There may be nights where we may be able to do that, but look, it's hard to win in this league. We can't do that to ourselves. That's called beating ourselves.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you, everyone. Have a good Christmas.
Thanks, man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Is that over yet? It's over.
Christmas.
Happy Kwanzaa.
That's it, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.